Welcome to Qasim Computer Education channel. So today we are going to discuss about the basic organization of a computer and black diagram of a computer and how the modern computers are working and what are the parts of computers. So all these things can be explained in this video. So first of all we should know, so what is the definition of a computer? So computer basically it is an electronic device, means it contains a select list of electronic equipments like resistors, capacitors and CPU, transistors, etc. So these are accepting the data. So whatever the data entered by the user through the keyboard or scanners or mouse, so these are accepted and then it performs the required mathematical and logical operations at high speed and returns the output, the result to the user. So there are different types of definitions are there for computers, like it is an electronic machine which accepts the data, stores the data, processes the data and returns accurate result to the user. So that is, it accepts the data as an input and returns the information as an output. So here data is nothing but it is a collection of raw facts. So these facts may be in the form of alphabets, numbers, digits, audio or video. So examples for data is, for example, so if you are registering for Aadhaar card at first time, so at Aadhaar center you are entering your name, father name, house number, address, mobile number, email address, etc. So after entering your data, so then the number will be generated by the system and the card will be sent to your the address which is specified while at the time of registration of Aadhaar card, so in Aadhaar center. So the card is called as an information. So information is nothing but processed data output is called as an information and it reveals the meaning of the data. Okay, this is regarding totally so definition of a computer. So next we'll observe the what is the how the computer will be worked. So this diagram illustrates the organization of a modern computer. So observe here, first the user is entering the data into the system through this input device, that is input unit. So this input unit helps the user to enter the data into the system, and within the system the primary memory, primary storage device, so that is RAM. So RAM accepting the data from the user and then so based on the operations, so then the data will be stored as a permanently. So if the data contains any calculations, so that calculations can be performed by using arithmetic and logical unit, so with the help of the control unit. So that is whatever the data entered by the user, so that will be sent to the control unit and the control unit will be transferring the data to the ALU to perform arithmetic and logical operations. So arithmetic operation is nothing but addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. Logical operations are nothing but and or not. So that is comparison operations. So next the result will be sending back to the primary memory, and after that the data which is stored in primary memory that will be sent to the output unit. So totally, so here the data will be entered through the input unit into the system and that data will be processed by using this CPU, and then the processed result will be sending as an output to the output unit. So this is the organization of a modern computer. So let us discuss about one by one in detail. So based on the definition of a computer, computer performs 5 major operations like accepting the data and instructions, and then storing the data and processing the data and displaying the results, controlling, coordinating all the operations inside the computer. So this is block diagram or basic organization of a modern computer. So first of all we'll discuss about the what is an input. So that is input unit. So input is the general meaning of input is it is the process of entering data and instructions into the computer is known as input. So the devices which helps us to enter the data and instructions into the system are known as input devices. So first example is keyboard. So without keyboard there is no computer. So with the help of the keyboard we are entering the data and instructions into the system. So, and the mouse is used to operate the GUI based applications, and scanners are used to store the data, handwritten data and images into the digital forms into the system, and the remaining input devices are used so based on the requirement of the user. So next second one is storage. So storage is nothing but it is the process of storing of data and instructions into the system, and here storage is classified as two types, that is primary memory and secondary memory. So primary memory is also called as a main memory, and this memory content are directly accessed by the CPU, and it is very high speed, and it is used to store the data and part of programs, intermediate results, and the output is also stored here, and then the output will be transferred to the output device. So it is a very expensive and limited in capacity. So very expensive means cost is very high and storage capacity is very less compared with secondary memory. For example, nowadays we are having RAM capacity 16 GB, 32 GB, but if we are taking hard disk, we are having 2 TB, 3 TB, 4 TB hard disks, and it is a volatile memory. Volatile memory means so whenever you are shutting your system or turn off your system, automatically the content will be deleted from this memory. So that's why it is called as a volatile memory. That is why here we are discussing about the RAM as per our textbook. So next one, secondary memory. So secondary memory is a cheaper compared with the primary memory. So it is a non-volatile. Non-volatile means the data and instructions are permanently available within the system, even if you are shut down the system or your power has gone or turned off the system. So it is a permanently stores the data and programs. Those jobs are run currently executed by the CPU. So this is correct, not correctly, currently executed by the CPU, presently executed by the CPU. So next processing. So processing is nothing but so it is the process of performing operations on a data as per the instructions specified by the user, called as a processing. So data and the instructions are taken from the primary memory and then transferred to ALU, and which performs all sort of calculations. The intermediate results also used for processing, and the result will be stored in main memory. They are transferred to the output unit. So next we will discuss about the output. So output is nothing but it is the process of revealing the result of data processing to the outside world. So it is the process of sending the results of processed data to the outside world, that is called as output. So the devices which helps us to sending the output to the outside world are known as output devices. So examples are monitors and printers. So monitors are showing the result on the screen, and printers are used to generate the result on the paper, so in the form of hard copy. So next we will discuss about the control unit. So control unit is nothing but it is a just like central nervous system of the entire computer. So central nervous system of entire computer is nothing but it controls all the other components and it takes care of the execution of the instructions in step-by-step manner. So that is, it is called as a control. Controlling means controlling all the operations, all the devices, all the instructions. So it is just like central nervous system, and it manages, controls all the components of the system, and it decides the manner in which the instructions will be executed and operations can be performed, and it takes care of step-by-step processing of all operations that are performed in the computer. So next we will discuss about ALU. So ALU stands for arithmetic and logical unit. So here it performs arithmetic operations. Arithmetic operations are nothing but basic operations: addition, adding numbers; subtraction, subtracting numbers; division operation, divisions; multiplication, that is product operation. Logical operations are nothing but comparison of numbers like undo or not, exclusive or operations. So these are logical operations. So next we will discuss about the CPU. So that is central processing unit. Actually CPU is a made up of silicon material. It contains the transistors. So next to CPU. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. It is the combination of CU and ALU. So it is also called as a brain of the computer. So entire processing of the data is done in the ALU, and the CU activities are monitoring the operations of all other units of the system, and it takes care of execution of the instructions in step-by-step manner. So CPU is nothing but it is the made up of silicon material. So here registers transistors are all are connected on a single circuit. So CPU is a main brain of the system. So without CPU there is no computer. So okay, thank you. This is regarding a block diagram of a computer or organization of a computer. So here, so the block diagram actually organizes mainly three components, that is input unit, output unit, and CPU. This is entire CPU, central processing unit. So input unit used for entering the data and instructions. Storage unit stores the data, programs, intermediate results, and CPU performs the arithmetic and logical operations, and control unit controls the activities of all other units, and output unit displays the result of whatever returned by the system. Okay, thank you. This is regarding organization of computer and a block diagram of a computer. Okay, next we will